One, two, one, two. We are back at it. Let me make sure our audios are good. All right. Let's see who's in the building. I feel like I'm on some Crocodile Dundee type ish today, man. We back at it. Old John Crow 416, Trackstar Music. What up? Tyler Williams, what up? I seen you early. Let me go up on Instagram Live. Let the people know I'll go on Down to Earth Network. What up? Hold on. I'm going on Instagram Live quick, fast. Let the people know I'll go on. Neil Davis in the building. Salute. Mod Molly in the building. Salute. We are out here. Bugs did it. Salute. For the people on Instagram, we are live as we speak on YouTube. YouTube.com/We Love Hip Hop Network. I'm there talking to nobody. Let the people come in here on Instagram Live. Instagram, wagwan. We over here, live. A lot of things to discuss today. Let me pull up my list on my Santa Claus-ish. Had to check it twice. Make sure everybody's moving naughty or nice or whatever. I don't know. I don't got no bars. Let's go to my list here. And for the people on Instagram, we are currently live on YouTube. Pull up. What up, Jordan? Jordan in the building. Drip Room in the building. Pull up. We are on YouTube live right now. We Love Hip Hop on YouTube. We Love Hip Hop Network, that is. Okay. Don't be mistaken with any of the fakers or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Pull up. We are out here. There's a link also in the chat, pinned to the top of the chat if you want to join the conversation. Topics that I have to discuss today. I'm going to just touch a little bit on the Biden stepping down stuff. I don't want to get too deep into the politics or like real politics, you know what I'm saying? Also, 50 Cent in Toronto. We gotta go through that. And there has been some inklings, some talks of potentially BFR members not being able to go to LA. There was some messages that I seen on these internet streets. We got to definitely look into that. Big salute to Pino in the cut over there. Raw Talk, what up? Also on the list, y'all got to stop pooping in the beach, man, or pooping on the beach. We've been having some conversations that have gone kind of, I won't say viral, but I've gotten a lot of traction in regards to the whole black and brown conversation. But one thing that I just don't condone is this pooping on the beach. We got to talk about it. They got the Americans looking at us crazy right now. Other things, Drake news. There's some different Drake things to get into. I think Drake dropped a track with Yachty, or an unreleased track. There's a Wayne reference, or a Drake Wayne reference that Drake wrote for Wayne that we're going to get into. Tory Lanez. There's an update from Tory Lanez. We're going to get into that as well. And Elliot Wilson versus Charlamagne. That's another topic that I definitely want to discuss. And there's a lot of other things that are going on in the scene. So once again, for the people on Instagram, We Love Hip Hop Network on YouTube. Let's get a conversation going. Cheer. And for y'all, my people. Hold on, there's some sirens, some Toronto ambiance. My folks, what up? We are out here, a nice, healthy chat. Let me make sure to put the chats on the screen. You know what I'm saying? It's been busy in these streets. I got an exclusive interview that I'm going to be dropping, hopefully on the regular scheduled time of tomorrow morning for the listening audience at 3 a.m. and 6 p.m. for the viewing audience. I want to let you know this is going to be a very big interview. I got Peter Adiwal, exclusive interview, recorded from Vancouver. It's going to be a pretty big one. We're going to be dispelling a lot of the misconceptions that people have had about the Hells Angels over the years. And I really feel that we had a really engaging conversation. We got to talk about a few things as far as what happened in the West Coast with Rick Ross and everything like that, and his upcoming interview that he has on his podcast. Make sure to check out Pete's podcast on his YouTube channel. And yeah, we really got into some real talks. So big salute to Peter Adderwall. Look out for that interview dropping tomorrow. Jeez. Other than that, how y'all doing, man? Everybody good? I see everybody in the chat. Juicy Hamburger in the building. Scarborough, Scar 416 bro. Who else is in the building? The Drip Room has pulled up in the building. We got a lot going on. I want to give a quick couple of salute to the sponsors before we get into our news stories here today. Big salute to Diamond Club. Okay, they're the carrier of cans and multitude of other types of good 420 type things. All right, they do delivery all over the GTA and across Canada. Make sure to hit them up on their Instagram page if you need some of that delivery. Diamond Club _ Canada on Instagram. You could also find them on the 7 Days of Weed website. And if you want a discount, use the code We Love Hip Hop and you get a discount on anything on the menu. Also, if you need some of that blem, I got some full shakers somewhere around here, but I'm almost done this shaker of Steamin' Hot Grabber. Okay, make sure if you want some of that delivery, hit them up on their Instagram page, Steamin' Hot Grabber, and they'll be giving you some dope, what do you call it? Red rose grabber, red herring grabber, there's peanut butter grabber. They got all types of good ish. Once again, Steamin' Hot Grabber on Instagram, and use the code We Love Hip Hop. Get yourself a little discount. One thing also, I want to say thank you for the care package from Pink Kush Factory. That's the hat you see me wearing over here today too. You know what I'm saying? Young lady dropped off a very nice care package with a few different liquids over here. Some of the liquids that I like. You know, I don't drink, so this is right up my alley over here. This is some cannabis beverage THCO2 watermelon. Okay, because I'm black. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. But I'm gonna be sipping this through the podcast. Make sure to hit them up on their Instagram page. Let me make sure I get the page right. Pink with two K's, XSH Factory. Okay, once again, Pink K XSH Factory. All right, that's right there. Bong. All right, so let me take a sip. And let's get into it, man. So, like I said, I don't want to do too much on this whole Joe Biden stuff. We're over here in Canada. I know that by proxy, we do get affected by American politics. And for the most part, we don't care, but we do care because of that. He stepped down. That was a big deal. And Kamala Harris is taking over the seat as far as being the candidate. Let me pull up some stuff here. Let me see if I can find some updates. Let me ask you guys now that there's been a whole change in the events here. Also, I'm going to add into this update here when it comes to this whole Joe Biden guy. Ain't nobody seen him since the presidential debate. He's kind of been on the low. He said a few things. He's made a few statements. I know he caught the vid, right? I got to be honest with you guys. When I look at American politics from the outside, it's kind of a joke. It looks like WWE. I'm gonna ask you guys in a poll here. Who y'all got? Okay. Ooh, sorry. All caps. Who y'all got? And we'll put the names of the candidates here because this changes things. A lot of people have been complaining about Kamala Harris over the years of Biden's presidency, saying that she's been a ghost. She's disappeared from the time that he got elected. And now she's going to have to pop out and show something, right? I'm going to ask the question here. Harris or the Trumpster? The orange man? Bong. All right. Let's start a poll early. And I'm going to just go on to YouTube right here and see if I can get some updates on what's going on with this guy, because I'm kind of concerned. Also, let me ask you guys this too, just on some politics shit. Do you think that they should be lowering the age, like, or put an age limit on when these guys can run? Because they're saying that Kamala Harris is 59 years old, which is cool, right? And Trump is 78 years old, which is kind of wild. Like, RIP to my mom, Duke. She passed at 80 years old. This guy is 78 years old, out here trying to be the president, not even already the president. Don't worry about this guy here. So the title of this video right here, and this is courtesy of 11 Alive. It says President Joe Biden returns to Washington, D.C. after withdrawing from presidential race. Raw video. Okay, so I guess this is the first time that he's been seen in public. Look at that little pep in his step right there. You see that? You see that, gang? Look, look, look. Y'all saying he's too old. Watch this. Little pep in the step. Right? Or was that a trip? Did he trip over the plane? CDB says Kamala's Illuminati. Illuminati got my mind, soul, and my body.
Mr. President. Mr. President.
Yo, this guy just looks feeble. Look at this. He can't even do a salute without looking like his hand hurt.
Mr. President.
Oh, my arm.
Mr. President, what will your message be tomorrow night?
Martha?
What will your message be tomorrow night?
What?
Will you come speak with us? What are you going to tell Americans tomorrow night? Why did you drop out, Mr. President? Why did you drop out of the election?
I didn't drop out of the election. What are you guys talking about?
Why did you drop out of the election? Was it a difficult decision to make?
The man probably got into the truck and said, what are they talking about? What did he mean? What does he keep on? Why did he keep on saying, why did I drop out? Did I drop out? Is there any tapioca in the truck? There's no tapioca.
I'm Nigerian. I'm Nigerian.
This Secret Service is not too bad. Jeez.
Thank you.
Let's see here. I want to see what's going on with the Trumpster. And then we're going to get off of this quickly. Okay, I'm keeping the poll going right now. Who y'all got in this? I know there's a lot of us who are watching from here in Canada who are not going to be, we're not going to be voting. We don't care. Okay, we just care about Trudeau and the way that he's just been messing up our country. But if, you know, and for the Americans out there who are exercising their right to vote, who y'all voting for? And for us Canadians, if we were to choose, who would you vote for? Let me see here. Let me just do a quick Trump update. Let's see what the Trumpster's saying. What's he doing? Breaking news, Trump rally shooter body cam released after assassination attempts. Ooh.
All right, welcome back in here to Live Now from Fox. I am Andy Mack. Thank you so much for joining us. We're seeing a video for the first time, body cam footage in the immediate aftermath of the July 13th assassination attempt on
Wow, I'm trying to get demonetized early. Jesus.
former President Donald Trump. It has been released by Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley, who obtained the video from Beaver County Emergency Services with a congressional request. Grassley released the video on social media on X with the following caption: sensitive content. July 13th body cam footage provides more information than Secret Service will share.
Just show content, bro. Shut up.
July 13th.
So we don't know. So this is the guy
yes, that they sent the yes, Beaver County sniper team and sent the pictures out. This is him.
Okay, all right.
Right, we're right there.
That Trump got backdoored for real? Because I'm seeing, you know, CDB says Feds backdoor Trump. Brian Russell says Trump a goof. Yo, listen, there's a link at the top of the chat right now if y'all want to join the conversation. I know that when it comes to politics, it can get very, 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 very heated. Okay. But I would love to hear y'all opinions on, even with Trump, what would a Trump America look like in 2025? Y'all ready for that? Because at this point in time, I think that's what y'all gonna get. I think it's an inevitable truth that you have to realize that they're kind of setting up this whole play for Trump to win. I'm not saying anything as far as conspiracy. This hat is not tinfoil in any way. I'm not saying anything in this conspiracy bag. I'm just saying all of the stars are lining up for this guy to win. If this is over here in Canada, I'd be like, well, I'm not even going to the voting poll. We already know who's going to win.
Us, and then filming the guy up on the roof, and then filming us. And then when the shots started firing, they tried to run away. It was like, isn't that what everybody would do that has a phone? You know, I'm not saying they weren't phone, but you know what I mean? Like that.
It's up in the air right now, right?
Right. So I got no problem detaining them. But again, I'm just trying to detain those guys, find out what they know, who they are, whatever. I'm trying to get clear information to relay back to DC.
Control for the water tower.
We have one shooter deceased. I think we have 3 victims in the crowd. Did you guys hear there too?
I'm not.
All right, you can see some of those tense moments immediately in the aftermath in Butler.
Let me see what Shorty's saying. Kamala Harris.
Straight to Milwaukee, Wisconsin now. You can see Vice President Kamala Harris there stepping up to the mic. Her first rally as a presidential candidate since President Biden dropped out. Let's listen in.
I'm not even lying to y'all, man. I'm watching from the outside, and to me, this is must-see TV. All right. I'm waiting for the season finale of this one right here. Every episode is just action-packed. Like, Netflix ain't got shit on this election, yo. Like, plot twist, man drops out, puts a woman in there, like, plot twist. And she black? Plot twist. Chef's kiss, America. Chef's kiss. Well played. Just soak it in, shorty. It's all right, mama.
Thank you.
Beat to the gods.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all.
Stop.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Good afternoon, Wisconsin.
I got you, shorty.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. It is good to be back. Thank you all very much. Can we please hear it for Leah and her extraordinary story and leadership?
Listen, man. I ain't mad. Don't do that. She's Canadian. Don't do that. If she was Canadian, she wouldn't be able to be in this election. You guys be capping, bro. Big cap stars. Now you all got me going to Google. Jesus Christ. One moment. Stop the cap, bro. She's Canadian. Place of birth. Let's see this. Oakland. Come on, man. Y'all trolling, man. Y'all trolling me, man. Making me sidetrack from the damn speech. Let her cook, bro.
And I do believe our teachers do God's work. They teach other people's children, and God knows we don't pay them enough. Let's thank her.
At the end of the day, all of these people is just all lip service. Okay. Yes, they get things done when they want to get things done, but this is just a lot of lip service to get your votes. Everybody has their own ulterior motives, whether it's their cabinet as a whole or themselves for even wanting to be in these positions. Like, put it this way, I don't want to be nobody's president. All right. I hate running my own company sometimes. Far less more than, you know, being the president of a whole country or a prime minister of a whole country. And now anytime something goes wrong, everybody's looking at me like, come on, man, what you gonna do? Oh, there's a virus that's taking over the whole world. What you gonna do? I don't know. Like, it's just every day some shit's gonna pop up that you got to deal with. So that's just that's the kind of problems I just don't want. So I got to give it up to them. I guess actually I don't give it up to them. To me, if you want those kind of problems, it's because they're not problems. You're either obsessed with power or both. Okay, you're obsessed with power, and you know the long game that you're playing with this is that you're going to be infinitely wealthy, whether it shows on paper or not. You got Secret Service for life. There's perks to being a president. She went to school in Montreal. Okay, yeah, a lot of Americans have gone to school in Montreal, McGill specifically. Presidents are just glorified secretaries for the international bankers. Facts. Big bars from Major Keys right there. Alan Watts says Trump has given more money to black communities than any other president in history. Look it up. He's truly the first black president. Stop this. Cut it out, man. I like him too, but like we you know when niggas just go too far off the edge? Like, yes, I like Trump too. I'm entertained by him. I don't know if I'd vote for him or not, but I'm very entertained every time I see him pop up on the screen. But it's like you got to big up the person so crazy until it's like, yeah, he black. No, man. Trump don't like black people like that. He likes black people enough. Trump tolerates black people. Okay, because he knows that there's a bottom line in the end of the day. So the most that he needs to do is tolerate. He's definitely extremely, extremely charming. So he's going to be able to schmooze anybody. But you don't got to like you. And none of us, all of us are the same.
To serve as vice president to our President Joe Biden. Joe's legacy of accomplishment over his entire career and over the past 3.5 years is...
Okay. Get Joe's dick out your mouth. Shut up. Okay, I'm just gonna do one more quick search here. Just for my own entertainment, okay? I just need to hear. I gotta let this nigga cook for a second. Oh, is he talking right now? RNC Trump speech live. Is this happening right now? Ooh.
What happened after I left? Look at what happened after I left. They took over our country. We ended all catch and release. We shut down asylum fraud. We stopped human trafficking and forged historic agreements to keep illegal aliens on foreign soil. We want them to stay on their soil. Under
America?
the Trump administration, if you came in illegally, you were apprehended.
You're president.
And you were deported. You went right back. The current
the 46th president of the United States.
One of those great Trump policies that I put in place to seal the border. I wanted to seal border. Again, come in, but come in illegal. You know how unfair it is? So many people Hundreds of
This nigga's cooking.
thousands of people have been working for years to come into our country. And now they see these people pour into our country at levels that are unprecedented. It's so unfair. And we're not going to do it. We're not going to stand for it. They suspended wall construction, ended remain in Mexico. We had a policy,
Okay.
remain in
We didn't
Mexico.
need to
You
get
think
deep in
that
the
was
weeds into
easy to
politics
get?
like that anyway. Either way, when you got somebody that is just this good on the mic, bro, I don't know, man. I think y'all might have seen this coming a long time ago. And also keep in mind, one thing before I get off of this too, Biden was a trash president when you really take it in. No matter what he did while he was in office, you got one term and then you drop out because you're just too feeble. You're whack, bro. There's one thing to get voted out, but when you just got to drop out just because you just can't make it to the end, you are trash. Basura. I just got to say it, fam. I know your people around you in the cabinet ain't going to say it to you. You're never going to hear this, but you are trash for that, bro. Lynn said he was forced out. So what? For them to be able to force you out and then blame it on age and the vid and you bumbling and fumbling, you are trashola. You lost. You are the biggest loser. Anyhow, let's move on. I'm off of this politics stuff. Let's get into some hip-hop stuff. We are a hip-hop platform. I'm going to go over to my Instagram page. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. Friday Ricky the Dread without the dreads. Actually, let's go also to this page here. We Love Hip Hop Network. Let me see what's going on with the boy Fifth. 50. Actually, I think I have it posted on my homepage. Excuse me over here. I got like what do you call fly problem? A drain fly problem. If y'all have any advice on what to do for drain flies, I've been working on this for the last few days. They only popped up in the last, let's say, week. And I got the drains cleared in my crib. Pause. In the crib. Okay. Sinks and shit. But now, I don't know. We're trying to get rid of them. So give me some advice in the comments if you know. Let's go to this. My bad. Let's see if I can go to a couple of other pages. I'm going to go to Keep Six Solid because I know they have way more coverage. I didn't go crazy posting about this. 50 Cent was recently in Toronto. He did a pop-out show. He popped out and showed some bitches and some niggas over at Club Cabana or Cabana Beach House or whatever. I don't go out like that, so y'all got to give me the exact name of the place. But I know it's Cabana, all right? It's one of them places people go, they act like they got money. You get yourself a little booth. It's outside. Nobody swims because obviously like ain't nobody trying to mess up their hair. But yeah, it's one of those type of places. Baller spot or fake baller spot with ballers. We go over there hanging out with Boy Wonder. Big salute to Boy Wonder. What else he did while he was out here? He linked up with the Wassas, Drake with 50 Cent, Bundog, and Press Machine.
Right here.
Oh, they're preem in there.
One more.
There's Bundog over here with the... Yo, this guy stays on code with this shit, man. He's got the vid mask on. He still got one of those medical masks on, but the shades to make sure. No face, no case. And that's the post that I showed y'all before. Pressa was going crazy with the post off this. Big salute to Pressa. We're going to get to a Pressa story in a minute because they were trying to talk crazy to the Wassas. Watch Pressa. Watch Drake. Look at Drake's face in this. What's up with Drake's face in this? Man looks like he's trying to get older. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, know this if you see this, fam. You know what I'm saying? But he's starting to get that that what do you call that handlebar mustache kind of look. You know what I'm saying? Man's really growing into his Pop Dukes features and shit. Trust me. And he also looks sloshed. Niggas are drinking crazy peach leanies. Everybody's looking at this camera over here on this side, and 50's actually looking at us. All right, look, I'm looking right back at him. Pause. Okay, now they found the right camera. I hate when people do that shit. When there's 10 people taking pictures, and it's like, which one am I looking at, yo? Can we all look in the same direction? Let's go back to keep 6. My bad. But, you know, obviously Press is going to post about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Brainstorming last night. Me and Drake gonna get a film rolling. Biggest thing on your TV. Greenlight Gang. Okay. gunitbrands.com. And this is a tweet courtesy of Fofty himself, aka Curtis. What y'all think? Are y'all ready for this? A 50 Cent Drake movie. We've been calling for it on the podcast all the time. We're like, listen, man, especially salute to Dusty Wallace. Dusty Wallace is always like, dude, you need to do a movie. You know what I mean? Or a series, some kind of TV series that really shows the Toronto culture. And obviously they got Euphoria going on. Let me see. Y'all wanna see a Drake 50 film collab? Let's do that collab. All right, because some of y'all in the comments might be like, no, I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see that shit. And also what I want to know from y'all is if they do some type of series. Like, for example, I know how 50 has Power. He has the Power universe. I've never really watched Power. Okay, don't nobody get mad at me. I've never watched Power myself. I've watched the one there with the White Ute, one of the latest ones. Okay, my girl was watching it, and I watched in the background. All right, and I was like, all right, there's enough killing in here for me to keep paying attention from the corner of my eye, type shit. But I never really got into Power. But my point is, 50 was in Power, and I think he had Raising Kanan that came out after and stuff like that. And 50 was actually in the series. When it comes to Drizzy Drake, would y'all want to see something like that from Drake? You know, obviously they're talking about collaborations, and listen, they're just talking, so who knows? They might never even get something going on. It might just be all bullshit, right? Posturing. But if they do get something going on, would you all like to see Drake in it? Hold on, that's my thing in the background. I'm going to play something here. Would you all want to see Drake in that series? Or is just completely produced by 50 Cent and Drake without any of them appearing in the series? Okay? Because one thing, that conversation that we were having last week, and I'll play you a little bit of it here because I want to put it out as a clip, obviously, is if you got an artist who's still heavily in their career, can they be taken seriously as an actor? Like when you see Drake, if let's say hypothetically these guys do some type of mini series or type of series that, you know, shows the whole city and stuff like that, and Drake is in it, will you not see Drake? Like, Drake is an actor already. He's already acted for a multitude of years before the rapping. So I'm sure he's going to be able to act the role. But will you be able to accept it? Like when you're watching it, will you be able to say, you know what? I don't even see Drake when I'm watching this movie or watching this TV series. Like, this nigga's just that good.
No, I'm not saying be done with music. You don't have to be. Go really and do some film, bro. Get out of the yo. Imagine he does some box office shit where Cardi B did some box office shit.
Yeah.
For everybody to forget about an album.
Hold on, though. Hold on. Hold the
people.
Phone. Hold the phone.
Okay, I'm holding.
Rapper, actor, even though Drake used to be an actor before.
Yeah.
But he's been known for being a rapper and Cardi B being like an artist.
Yeah.
Does that really translate well? Because in the past,
yeah,
with the exceptions of the LL Cool J's and like an Ice-T, I gotta admit, a lot of times I would be like, that's corny. They got this. I gotta pause it for that comment right there. Uppercut right there. Ty says, with what accent? Stop this. He's not, listen, it depends on what the role is, man. If he's gonna be playing a Chicago gangster, you're gonna have to have a Chicago gangster accent. We didn't know that Stringer Bell was from the UK, right? When we were watching The Wire, we didn't know that it was that Idris Elba was like, hey, bloke, hey, what's going on, bloke? Sorry, and to my people in the UK, I don't want to make fun of your accent or anything, but like when I see the nigga in the interview, like, hey, bloke, what's going on? I'm like, whoa, that's Stringer Bell? If Drake wants to play the roughest, toughest, baddest Jamaican, let him cook. God damn, y'all some haters.
With a BBL.
Right? Watch this. Like Drake, he tried to do his own movie. Y'all remember this? If you ever caught this.
I remember.
They did the one dance. It was around the time of Views. Okay. I gotta go down the wormhole now. Sorry, gang. We're doing it. Before I start this YouTube premium break is brought to you by Master Move Rise. Okay, get yourself some custom apparel, get yourself the fitteds, hoodies, all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? Make sure to hit them up on their Instagram page, Master-Move-Rise, and get your hands on that We Love Hip Hop collabo fit that we got going on. You know, the tracksuits are looking clean. Salute. Y'all remember this movie?
How was your night, Pop? Was
Papa Op says, what was it Movado in this movie? Yes. No, I think it was Popcorn. But it could be Movado.
These guys, man, trust me.
Jesus Christ.
Shit's just crazy, like the whole energy out here is just changing, you know? It's just getting dark, man, quick. It's just like mans are on the road, it feels like anybody's a target, you know? You just don't know like where it's gonna come from. You can't even gauge it, man.
Y'all don't remember this. Huh? I have to pull this out the vault right here. Out the crate. Come on, fam. Y'all don't remember Drizzy Drake as the act, you know, tried his little acting thing? They did it. They went for it. They made kind of like a musical. Mad dark lighting. Can't see shit. It's like a long music video. This is not the one.
Deep dog. No shit. Keys in there still. All right. Done already. Lick me.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, bro. You already know.
Link up, daddy.
All right.
Yo, tomorrow I'm gonna come scoop you. We'll go to business.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Done, no?
This is not the movie I'm thinking about. 1 second. Let me find this. I watched it the other day too. I actually used the clip. Yes. Is it this? No. I'll find it. 1 second, gang. I'm gonna find this shit. Drake. Look at all these thumbnails for Drake right now. It's crazy. April 14th. No. Drake movie. Yeah, it was this movie that I was watching before, and they were shooting mad niggas in this movie. I was like, what is going on here? What in the Rambo is happening in this movie right here? It was crazy. But it goes back to my question. If y'all see Drake in a movie, are y'all taking it seriously? Or in a TV series? Or are you still just seeing Drake? You know what I'm saying? And let me know if y'all know the name of that movie that I was looking for, because that one was crazy. Was it called Views? Let me go take a look here, because I know it was around the time the Views album dropped. Drake Views movie. This might be a clip from it. Yeah, this is the clip from it. Yeah, this is it right here. Watch this. Bear capping, like, not capping, like niggas cap. Y'all see Drake right now? Like, obviously you're seeing his face, but in this role, he's gonna go shoot up all these niggas. And him and I think Chubbs is one of his henchmen in the movie as well. Like, y'all ready to see that? And then not look at it as Drake, just look at it as, I don't know, we'll give him a name, Barry. Barry, the biggest, baddest Jamaican in the land. No. How's Drizzy gonna get? How's Winston gonna get out of this? His name's not Winston in this movie, but I'm just trying to paint the picture for y'all right here. Okay, you have to dispel reality and just get into the movie. Have fun. Get your popcorn, not popcorn, but get your popcorn with the butter and stuff, and just let yourself go, man. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's a movie thing, 90 minutes. We ain't going too crazy with the 3-hour movies. 90 minutes. Bust off the ting a few times. This movie right here specifically was 21 minutes. I was good with that. It was available on Apple Music at first. It's just now uploaded courtesy of Life Fever. I might end up snitching this nigga out because I don't think this is supposed to be up here, but hey, we're here now. Oh, it's the man them. Okay, let me stop for a second. Niggas is gonna DM me about this shit. Yo, are y'all feeling this? I'm gonna send some traffic over to this nigga. Okay, Tone 901, relax. Okay, calm down. No need to be easy with the language. Let me give this nigga some traffic over here. What's his name again? Life of Fever. Go watch this. He uploaded this 5 years ago. It got 16K views. He getting more views than a lot of my videos. So, but go watch his video. You know what I'm saying? Because this is fire. I forgot how much I enjoyed watching this on Apple Music. Don't get me wrong. I think the movie's it's pretty trash, right? With all due respect, but trash is good sometimes. Hey, stop. No copyright. But yeah, a little gem for y'all. So I'm gonna ask y'all again. I'm gonna take a look at the poll that we've started over here, since we are in election season. Would y'all be able to suspend belief and just watch a movie with Drizzy Drake just shooting up the place? Okay. Actually, no, I asked a different question. Y'all want to see 50 Drake film collab? 50% says yes. 50% says no. Y'all serious? So wait a minute. Because I know I see a lot of OV hoes in the comments and stuff like that. So when's Kendrick making his movie then? Y'all want to see Kendrick in a movie then? Let me ask that. You want to see Kung Fu Kenny in a movie? You want to see Kenny in a Kung Fu flick? Gear Up said, yep. Comment Gang Strong, I'm asking y'all, for real. Do y'all want to see Kendrick Lamar do something that bigs up the LA culture? Not to act like y'all haven't had your culture bigged up before. Hollywood is over there in LA. Like, no disrespect, but like, I think y'all have enough exposure as far as Los Angeles culture. We know all about it. With all due respect, I love America in total. But we're not going to act like we don't know everything that we need to know, every documentary piece, Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, every type of movie that was been pushed down our throat, no Diddy, to let us know exactly what the streets are, what the hoods are, what the gangs are. I know about the essays. I know about the Bloods, the Crips. I know, I know about Figaro. I know about everything in the West Coast. Besides all of the YouTube shit that are out there to watch. Can we live? Just a little bit. Can we live and get a little bit of Toronto culture exposed out in this mofo? God. Shit is crazy. Anywho, salute to Drizzy Drake. Salute to 50 Cent. I got super sidetracked. Actually, no sidetrack. It was they're working on a film. Okay, they're working on getting some movies together. Okay, let me put the picture back up here. You're hating on the boy. That nigga's crazy. Green light gang, nigga. Green light everything, if you know what I mean. Let's move on though. What's this? Black Pedal Demar Derozen says he's still considering Drake a friend. Interesting. Drake is still my man. Still my man. None of it changed. So it's easy to get overlooked and look at it for what it looks like. But at the end of the day, it's music, entertainment. Two of the biggest rappers in the world went at it for a competitive standpoint, and they battled it out. That's what you see. That's what you want to see as a fan. Kobe Bryant playing Michael Jordan one-on-one, and to see who wins. See trash talking, and whoever wins out of that. You're still going to have a debate, so that's all that is. So when you see him in the video, looking like you want to tackle Drizzy, you know what I'm saying? He's still friends. They're still buds. I don't know how Drake feels about that. If Drake got this message here, he follows Keeps It Solid, so I'm sure he's seen the message. But I don't know if this was a message that Drake got prior to this post on social medias. Because you know how that go, right? Nigga go and give you an apology in public, or not. It's not even an apology, right? I don't think he thinks he needs to apologize for being in a music video for somebody from a neighborhood or from a city he's from, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, I know a lot of people were like, "Yo, DeRozan, you're a traitor. This is why we traded you. This is why we got rid of you. You're salty." Right? There was an epic rant from the homie DJ Czar. All right, so I don't know. I really don't know. SG says Toronto accents sound ugly as hell. It can. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I hear certain gals, right? I just used it right there. When I hear certain girls use that accent, like the super overt, like, yo, what go on, Bridget? It's like I just go inward. Every part of me just goes inward. All right. When I was single and I was out there, if I bumped into a girl and, you know, especially of the Caucasian type, and then she was like, yo, you know, if the business is true, I was like, I'll pass. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, to me, when it comes to that, and we're not going to get sidetracked on it too long, it's like a caricature. You're just doing an imitation of what you think black people sound like. That's what it is to me. Okay? Trying to find the most ghetto parts of black people and saying, all right, this is what I'm going to mimic. Trust me. But salute to Demar Derozen. It's all good, bro. Niggas wasn't that mad. Niggas just wanted to make some content. Yo, the man's hating. How could he? It's not that serious. Let me set up this post right here. And then we'll go over. Actually, yeah, I'll stay over here. Let's go over to 6th Trench.
Oh.
Salute to 6th Trench. Because off of this whole weekend of 50 Cent hanging out with the Wassas, 50 and Tory. Oh, one thing I forgot. This whole free Yayo thing. Just to clear that up. All right, I'm gonna play my little lawyer card over here. Maybe Academics has it up. I know Ac has it up. Salute to Big Ac. Let's find this picture quick fast. This whole free Yayo t-shirt thing that everybody was speculating, saying, see, Drake's throwing subs. Right as soon as Schoolboy Q can't get across the border, or as soon as they take Schoolboy Q off the plane, niggas talking about free Yayo, blah, 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 blah. Mwah, mwah, mwah. The nigga Yayo could not get into Canada. I don't know why, because he's been here many times, but he couldn't get into Canada this time. He was supposed to be rolling with 50 Cent on this thing that I just spoke about, the timeline that I just spoke about, which was coincidentally around the same time as the Schoolboy Q show. So, if the man is wearing a free Yayo t-shirt, it ain't got nothing to do with Blue Lips. All right? It ain't got nothing to do with Schoolboy Q. Now, I can say, y'all can be like, well, you're just the OVO lawyer, wipe your mouth, blah, 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 blah. It's facts. The timeline shows. I've also heard this from behind the scenes. The nigga didn't wear the t-shirt because he's trying to send a shot at Schoolboy Q not being able to come into Canada. To be honest, when it comes to that whole Schoolboy Q not being able to come into Canada, I blame them. Y'all gonna call me a cock buffer? I don't care. I blame them. Y'all know there's an issue going on with OVO or with Drake currently. You're having a back and forth. Your guy, Kenny Lamar, he's having a back and forth with Drake. I got a show booked probably from last year. And you know that you're going to be coming to Toronto. You know exactly what venue that you're going to be going to. And this is to you too, Keem. All right, Keem is Schoolboy Q's manager. Peep game. If y'all know that you're going to be performing at Club History, which Drake helped design and collaborated with Live Nation and launched and did the OVO World Fest, all Canadian North Stars there for the opening night of the club, then why wouldn't you in advance move the venue? Answer me that. You see that as the beef, not just brewing, happening. These niggas is flinging records at each other, saying crazy shit. Things that you know that niggas would crash out for. They're calling the man a PDF file. Things that you, Schoolboy, would crash out for if niggas was calling you that shit. No matter how much it's like, oh, we just rapping. Niggas start calling you certain shit and vice versa. I'm not going to give Drake a pass neither. He's saying man beats his kid or beats his wife and, that one of his kids ain't his. Yes, they're saying things that niggas is willing to crash out over. So then what makes you think that you're going to still be able to perform at a venue that he doesn't own, but he has a lot to do with. Change the venue ahead of time. Now you ain't getting taken off the plane saying, you know, you shouldn't perform at the venue that a nigga own. Not to say that it wouldn't happen anyway, because in the end of the day, shit is happening out here. And we're not blaming Drake for shit happening. Just shit be happening in hip hop right now. The worst things, the thing that you could expect to be the worst thing to happen, happens right now. Niggas is getting shot. You know what I'm saying? People are going to jail. People are getting exposed. There's just ridiculous amounts of expose that people are quitting from their long-standing times in entertainment because of exposés. We're living in a crazy time. So why play with fate? Mr. Lindsay Forbio says Team OVO. No, I'm Team me. I'm Team Reality. That's my favorite team. That's the team that I'm on. Team Reality. All right? Look them up. It's Team Reality, and there's a check mark for our logo. Reality check. You know what I'm saying? It's don't go to the change the venue. And then niggas see him wearing the free Yayo t-shirt. And don't get me wrong, I thought the same too. I'm like, why are you antagonizing these niggas? But then when I was also told, as well as doing my own mathematics, after I was told, I was like, yeah, that does make sense. That's why he was wearing it, because Yayo couldn't get into the city, couldn't get into the country. Right? But niggas in the West Coast want to find any reason to jump all over somebody's back right now. And that's where we're at. Okay? And that's what brings us to our next story. See what I did right there? Let's go over to 6 Trench. Pay them a quick little visit. Because now niggas are sending threats. And Pressa been living in LA for a long time. He's been out here for a while too, since let's say since 2019. But before that, he was spending a multitude of years over there in LA.
I made the phone call to Matt Babel, you know what I'm saying, based on some things.
Matt Babel.
Things that's about to happen in Coachella. You know what I'm saying? Right, Worthy? Yeah. You feel me? Certain people from Coachella at Coachella was about to get hurt. So I made the phone call based on what I knew. And I let them know, you know what I'm saying, like, this about to get ugly. My hood ain't gonna play with y'all. You know like, y'all, rapper is just rap. Nah, this is more than just rap. Nigga, this pyro. You know what I'm saying? My homies ain't gonna play. So, again, that's our people's champ right there. You know what I'm saying? Before he hits the world, he...
Just let me let it breathe for a second.
WSP. He's of us. So... yeah, I made the phone call to him. I made the phone call to Matt Babel, you know what I'm saying, based on some things that's about to happen in Coachella.
So I guess Pressa was supposed to perform at a Coachella over there in Los Angeles. Who was Coachella from Drake's camp? Oh, also another person who lives out there, Preem. P. Rain, formerly known as P. Rain. He lives in LA. So these niggas have to make sure that shit is good over there. From this message here, they're saying that what I'm interpreting from this, from Hood Speak, that maybe Pressa was supposed to do a show over there and they gave them a quick little warning. Because Pressa's in a tricky position. You see him in the picture here, or this is Boondog in the picture with the boy. Pressa's first tour, first time ever touching the stage, was with the boy. Let me see if I can find something quick, fast. Let's do a little quick history lesson. Let's do a quick history lesson. Screen. Let's take it back into time. What I'm showing y'all here, this is Pressa. He's in London, and he's on the Boy Meets World tour, which was one of Drake's early tours back in like 2013 or something, if I'm not mistaken. And he brought Pressa out there. He brought Smoke Dogg out there, R.I.P. And this was the first time that that man's ever performed on stage, period. Big Sean, what are you saying? Sean Myrie in the building, a.k.a. Down to Earth Network podcast in the building. What's popping, brother?
Just chilling, man. I've been listening to the live stream. Interesting topics you got there going on.
Working on it, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. I want to touch on the blood threat.
Yes, please.
To Pressa. It's not clear because there's so much different bloods, right? So are we talking about Kendrick's people? Are we talking about all of these all bloods? Because they don't all agree.
This is also true. Here's the thing. Let me switch my screen here. Here's the thing. They said that Kendrick is their guy in this clip, and I'll play it again. But they were saying specifically that you know, in regards to Kendrick, he's their guy. So I would imagine that it's the blood gang that Kendrick is not a part of, but affiliated with. You know what I'm saying? Top Dog and all them people. You know what I'm saying? They're all bloods, right?
So do they think the opposite? Like Kendrick could come here comfortably threatening Pressa like that?
Well, that's the thing. Kendrick ain't saying shit. Everybody else is talking except for Kendrick, which is true. Which is fine. Like, he shouldn't be saying shit. Like, that would be out of character for him to be like, yeah, what he said. Like, Kendrick doesn't really do the social media thing like that. So all of these gangsters are making content out of it. And I think
they're jumping on the bandwagon. I heard something, other podcasts they're talking recently about after the pop-out show. A lot of the artists who were on the show, they're not doing anything. They should be doing something instead of threats. They should be making music, making content. Right?
Yeah, agreed.
It's like they're sending threats. And you see Schoolboy Q, you know, he's mad because he got his show canceled. But that's a history in Toronto. If they don't know, for the Americans, they cancel local shows. They canceled one we were supposed to host like 3 months ago.
Really?
Yeah, police called 3 times, got 3 different venues, and they shut all 3 down. This is a trend. Hip-hop, they don't like in Toronto. The police, even I seen a documentary with Pressa. They chased them all the way down to UK and told the UK
the same one that I have pulled up.
And then in Vancouver too, they done that just a couple months ago. They told the police down there don't have a show, and they shut that down when he was with 50.
I'll play y'all something quick, fast from my own channel.
So it's a trend. This is something the Toronto police are like bullies.
Yeah, I've expressed on camera before as well. Like, one thing that they did with me when I wanted to book some shows is they made it where it was hard for me to book a show. Like, they're like, who's going to be there? You need to send us a list of
How am I supposed to rap like this? Take it.
You need to send us a list of all the people who are going to be on the show. And I didn't even completely have the show booked yet. You know what I'm saying?
But
they're just like, get that now.
That's hurting what we're trying to build. If you can't have no shows, how's the artist going to get any spotlight?
Yeah.
And now they're going to the industry guys now.
Yeah. But it also depends on what level you're at. So, for example, and I'm going to ask you and I'm going to ask the audience as well. Do you think that if Kendrick Lamar is going to come out here and perform, and Kendrick Lamar has performed here multiple times now, and he always performs at the ACC or whatever it's called now. Okay, do you think that it's something that he can do right now? Because that's where he's going to be performing. It's going to be at the friggin' stadium.
He probably still can because he got a lot of supporters in Toronto.
That's not the question. Because it's going to get packed. But
yeah,
is it a smart thing to do?
Not if the Toronto police is going to boycott it.
Let's do a hypothetical. And I don't even think it's really a hypothetical. The Toronto police are going to allow that. Like, it's too big of a show. And big thanks for the donation, Mr. Lindsay, for real. But it's too big of a show. I'm going to read that in a second. It's too big of a show for the police to be able to stop that. But is it a smart thing for his people to book?
Why wouldn't? What would be wrong with that? He has a big hit right now, and it was like #1 in Canada, not like us.
Oh, he could talk. Yeah, there's a lot of hits. A lot of hits could happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to put anything on the boy or anything. I'm just saying, like, overzealous fans, somebody try to find Kendrick at the hotel, some type of stupid shit. Are we on it like that over here?
No.
Or are we just gonna allow him?
No, you know what? With Toronto, it's a different thing. Vancouver, what happened in Vancouver, that was completely different. Look, Rick Ross came here a couple times. He came here a couple times, and no one done anything. And he was talking about Drake too, that time. He came here a couple times. Toronto's completely different.
He came to Ontario. He didn't come to Toronto.
Okay, we came to Ontario. Same.
Yeah, because he was in like Niagara Falls or some shit.
You still have people from Toronto probably there.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Right. So, my experience, I'm just gonna put this out there. I've been, for example, when I was living in Scarborough, someone will come on the bus. A whole bunch of black people will be on the bus, right? And a Caucasian fellow will come up on the bus and say the N-word. No one will say anything. That's an example how Toronto is. It's just the money. It's all about the money.
Yeah. Let me play something here from this interview, because you did mention the 50 Cent tour, right?
Why did they not let you perform, fam?
They're just hating, man. They just don't want to see me win. You know how that goes, you know?
And this is for the Calgary show.
They hate on my success. They rather me. They don't want me doing like illegal stuff, but then when I'm trying to do legal stuff, they're still shutting me down. So it's like, how do they expect me to win?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to win when I got all this shit going on.
Because you got haters in the police force, and don't forget, they're not these old jolly white men. Some of these individuals are the same age as Pressa, right? If not a little older, and they watch everything, like I've been saying for years, online on these blogs. They listen to the music too, right? And you don't know if some of these guys got bullied from his crew back in the days. You don't know any associates. If they got bullied, then this is revenge. They're spotlighting the blogs. There's police who sit down and watch, like what we're doing right now. They watch these things.
So do you think that he's good in LA right now, as far as like from what this message that we've been seeing from community clips?
I'm gonna hit this. Person been down there for a while, so he probably made some relationships. I'm guessing he has some type of relationships down in LA, right?
And he do like a lot of blue.
I believe and he's on that.
I know, I'm not saying anything. I just say they favor they like blue.
Yeah. So there's a other side to it. Don't forget, there's always a other side besides the Bloods. What we're talking about. So he could be all right down there. I feel Pressa and all of them could go down there, because it's not just one gang in LA. You get what I mean?
Gangland.
Okay, for example, when the Tupac and the Biggie thing was going on, right? So the death row was aligned with the Bloods, right? And now what's coming up with Biggie and Tupac, they hired the Crips as their protection, their security, right? They were all right going down there at one time, but you know what happened after that, right? There's more to come out with that situation. But they hired the other side.
Yeah. Now, it gets sticky even mentioning this, because like I said, with them, you know, favoring blue and stuff like that, and from them being out there for a while, like them being Pressa, I mean, because when I first interviewed Pressa, he was in LA.
Yeah.
Right. This is when he was still living there. This is pre-pandemic, before they did the whole snowbird excursion and trying to kick everybody out of the United States. He was out there living there. And I think he still might be living over there. You know what I mean? But now, like, over the time, like, I would imagine he was good. He probably tapped in, as they say, with who he needed to tap in with.
Yeah.
Do you think that still stands? Because I know LA's gangland and everything like that, but people are starting to seem like they're standing in solidarity when it comes to this whole Kendrick Lamar thing. Like it's unifying gangs, bro.
By that time, he's gonna be all right. I feel down the line, Kendrick and Drake are gonna make up. Kendrick's gonna he knows he has to come to Toronto. It's a major market. And they're gonna make up. That's my prediction. They're gonna make up and probably do a song together down the line, and everything's gonna be all right.
You really think that they're gonna be able to make up, bro?
Not now, not anytime soon, but it's gonna happen because of the politics and money. And their friend. And look, unless there's some individual in between who I saw at the pop-out show, don't forget Weeknd. Everybody keeps forgetting about Weeknd. He's smart, man. He's playing this game good. He's playing this game good. He's laughing, right? Weeknd was at the show, and he has a relationship with Drake. So if Weeknd wants to be comfortable, unless he doesn't care about home anymore, he's got to talk between the two parties.
Yes, I'll say that. I'll let you have that. I'm not gonna agree completely because I feel that, and I have an interview that's gonna be dropping soon that explains this a little bit more.
About what?
When it with those two guys, Drake and The Weeknd.
The
Weeknd's good over here is basically what I want to say. He's still good over here.
I covered something on Drake and The Weeknd, and you know the relationships with Weeknd's people versus what's going on with Kendrick, and it has a lot to do with Weeknd, who's managing Weeknd, the history of his crew, XO, right, and Drake. This whole thing is Drake and Weeknd, really, not no Kendrick. He just used Kendrick.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like I said, this is when it comes to the whole Drake and Weeknd thing. The Weeknd, I'm sure if he came to Toronto tomorrow, he popped up off the PJ from friggin' Pearson Airport, he'll be fine.
Yeah,
he'll be fine over here. And this is me taking back a take that I originally gave, where I was like, The Weeknd don't mess with Toronto. He might not even like care about Toronto like that as much as Drake shows on Instagram and stuff like that. But if he tries to go around over here in Toronto, you see The Weeknd downtown, he'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine. And where's Weeknd from in Toronto? Where's Weeknd from in Toronto? The East.
He's more of a every place. He's a downtown man.
Before he was pop.
He's been known to live in Parkdale. He's been known to live in Scarborough.
Everywhere.
He's made his rounds, right?
Damn. Everybody.
Remember, he was homeless for a long time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So do you agree? Do you think this beef started just solely over Drake and Kendrick Lamar, or is it not Weeknd?
That's a whole other thing that
I can't
a whole
answer
deep
that.
set of water. Not that I can't answer that. To me, that's just going to take us down a whole other road. You know what I'm saying? And I want to stay on the topic at hand here with the boy Pressa.
Blood threatening
Yeah.
Yo, Pressa's gonna go to LA. He's gonna be all right. He has 50 cents with him in his corner. He got 50 cents in his corner.
A nigga from New York.
What 50's in LA a lot. He's everywhere, but he got power down there. He's doing movies and he's
True.
Hollywood. He's Hollywood.
True.
That's why he showed up here, showing the support. He's showing to all of his fellow Americans. Remember, he wore the LA hat. Right?
What, in the
Reverse
picture?
Psychology. And he's saying he's finding Canada. Schoolboy Q, I don't know if that was a knock at Schoolboy Q, but he came not too long after. And with the
I think
LA
it was the same weekend. You're right. Good
so
call.
he's showing that he could come and nothing's happening to him. The same thing, he came for his birthday not too long after Rick Ross got his basically got dealt with his people. 50 loves Canada. 50 loves Canada.
People in the comments are like, yo, like somebody just said, please go to LA. Like, I don't know the temperature. Listen, when I was trying to go there, this is when the beef was still kind of in the midst of happening. The temperature was a little bit hot, but not as hot as it is now that the beef is done. Would you agree that like the temperature has gotten way hotter since this whole thing has been done?
Yes, but is it a smart thing? Because vice versa, everybody's saying, please come to LA, but a lot of people always come to Toronto. For example, Caravana's coming up. A lot of I don't know if a lot of Americans don't know this, but a lot of Americans come to Toronto all the time. all the time. This is a major place, and especially Carabana. So that's you know what I'm saying? Like, don't think that down here sweet either. People think Toronto's sweet too much, and a couple rappers got their ass dealt with down in Toronto back in the day.
And DJs.
Keith Murray,
DJ drama.
Redman and Method went running back in the day out of a club after a couple rappers got dealt with too. Like, they're not telling you these stories. DMX got robbed.
Yeah, and got robbed buying R.I.P. DMX, but he got robbed buying krills.
Yeah, and then
He was going to reach too much.
Tiger got robbed. He had to dance. They made him dance down here.
This is what you fucking get for not checking in. Shout out, boy Drizzy, eh? Triple G's, you know how we rock, slap, brat, clap.
My bad. That's my favorite sound effect in the world. Back, clap.
Yo, Press is gonna be all right going to LA. 100%. People might get mad at that, but he's gonna be all right going to LA. He's probably not gonna do it now because it's kind of hot, but he's gonna be there. All of them.
Yeah. Facts.
All of them.
Yo, listen, what you got going on for the week, man?
Man, more content. Respect to the people who recently subscribed to our platform and getting a lot of more traction, and
nice.
It's good for our city, for our infrastructure. Like, besides you guys, you know, we need more content makers to make the world know what we got down in the six or Toronto or Canada.
Oh, big facts.
I'm getting a lot of traction now, man. Much respect to you for supporting and everybody else supporting. A lot of comments, opinions. It's interesting, man.
Listen, man, this is what's supposed to happen. We gotta. I'm not gonna say this because people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're the OVO lawyer," but we gotta kind of thank Drake and Kendrick for this too.
I'm not gonna lie. Well, you know what? The beef, whatever. But I'm just gonna say for Drake, right? Even though people, I do say stuff about Drake, right? Not everybody supports Drake from Toronto. I'm gonna be straight up because that's a misconception. But I gotta give him respect. I always gave him respect for putting spotlight on the city. He put spotlight on Canada, period. No one can ever deny that.
Yeah.
But on my side, not everybody is I'm not gonna say you're the lawyer, is a Drake full out fan in Toronto. I respect him, but yo, I like Kendrick Lamar's music a little bit better when it comes to the hip hop side. But when it comes to the R&B and the pop stuff, because there's a lack of R&B, there's really no R&B artists or people singing anymore. Drake got that.
Yeah.
Drake got that.
You're not gonna be playing Kendrick when you're trying to lay up with a shorty, fam.
If you're a man, and you're straight, don't you like to listen to music with your lady instead of some trap or op music? You're gonna listen to that,
or just even with Kendrick, who I love his music as well. But like certain songs, I could play around the ladies. But when he starts getting super extra lyrical and super cerebral with it, I'm listening to the lyrics while I'm trying to smooth, do my thing. Like, nah, we can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Put on some Drake.
Well, yo, listen, brother. We'll tap in soon.
Yeah, man. We'll tap in for sure.
Down to Earth Network in the building. Salute.
Respect.
Big salute to Sean Myrie. And big salute to BFR, Pressa, Boondog, J Neat, YG, the whole up top movement over there, Robin Banks, everybody from over there, man. Okay, we good over here, man. For now, maybe refrain from making a trip. You know what I mean? I got something that's a little bit unique. It's kind of annoying me right now. There's been a problem over here in Canada with people pooping on the beach. Okay, and I'll let you see what I'm talking about here. This is courtesy of Real Toronto News. Let me see if I can find it here on the screen that I already have open rather than doing too much. There's been a problem over here. And I've had a few videos that have gone pretty well where we discuss Black people and brown people in this country and how there's been like a little bit of a simmering war. But that's not about that. We're gonna have to maybe just have a conversation with some of our South Asian brothers and sisters that are just
You Indians that are pooping on the beaches, I know it's happening. Otherwise, so many people across all the beaches won't be complaining. I also know that you are a very small minority, probably less than 5% of us. But you 5% have become very problematic for all of us. Because the fact is that 95% of us Indians are very thankful to be in this country, are very respectful of Canadian culture and values. We've worked very hard to put together a decent life, and we want to contribute something positive back to this society. But you 5% keep embarrassing us in public. Every time you do something stupid and a person from a different community looks at you, he thinks it's probably part of their culture. Your stupidity overshadows all the good we do.
Yikes.
You are not an accurate representation of our community. Look, guys, you got to have some civic sense. The core values of this country are of acceptance and tolerance, but it can only be to a certain extent. It's time you get better. Only then you can expect. You Indians that are pooping on the beaches, I know it's happening. Otherwise,
so there's been an issue going on here, and I'm going to pull up another page. It's nasty work. Literally, these guys are pooping on the beach, and I like that this the homie in this video, he was very self-aware. He's obviously not one of the people who be pooping on the beach, but like a lot of times we'll make excuses for our own peeps and be like, y'all being racist, man. Why are you saying that? We ain't like that. Yo, listen, black people, and I'm not going to say black people as a whole, because we're not a monolith, but me as a Bajan man, I know there's certain things that people don't like about Bajans that could be annoying, and I can see why you think it's annoying. Okay? Especially when it comes to us, and I'm speaking from the perspective of somebody from Barbados. People who come fresh from Barbados, a lot of times people will be like, y'all too shy, man. Like, speak up, man. Can't hear you. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the time that's because like the Bajan accent is so strong that, when people speak that come from Barbados and they get to Canada, they feel a little bit shy because people are always like, what? Say that again? What's up with your accent? Because it's not the typical Caribbean accent that they're used to hearing, like a Trinidadian accent or a Jamaican accent. I can understand why that shit is annoying. Speak up, bro. Can't hear you. And then as soon as we start to assimilate more, then, the tone goes up a little bit more bass in the voice. The speech slows down a bit. Like if you hear Rihanna speak, when she first started speaking, she was like, it's like, what do you say, bitch? Sorry, my bad. What you said? But then she started slowing down the thing. And no, as a Bajan woman, I am very proud of my island, and it's slowed down. She has the media trained Bajan accent now, so I get it. But this shit is annoying, literally.
Welcome back to the comment section. I'm Brett Cooper, and I'm so sorry to do this to you all, but for the second time in a week, for some godforsaken reason, we need to talk about poop yet again, because too many people are threatening to poop in public or are already pooping in public. This is apparently a worldwide epidemic. Shut down everything. Let's go back into lockdown. Let's figure this stuff out because people are pooping in public. And no,
Illinois,
we're not still talking about the French citizens saying that they will go poop in the Seine to protest the Olympics. We are talking about the people on Canada's beaches who are pooping in the sand for convenience. You should be ashamed. Before we dive into
for convenience.
And part of this was because, it was see it when I was consuming social media. I'm very upset that I didn't. But one headline from 2020 read, tensions rise in Ontario beach communities as out-of-towners flock to local spots. And part of this was because, it was COVID. The local communities didn't want people coming into their beaches. But this journalist really shot himself in the foot because there is a much, much more interesting story here than just tensions are rising because people are coming to their local beaches. Tensions are rising because, again, people are digging holes in the sand to poop in. I think I'm going to be sick. That is the story. That is why the tensions are rising. Go back to journalism school. Learn how to write a headline because that my friend, is much more interesting. He wrote, the community recently shut these sites to everyone over concerns that crowding, garbage, and public defecation at beaches were causing serious problems. Mr. Clark explained the parking areas near these beaches are not fenced or otherwise contained, making it impossible to vet arriving people and distinguish locals from visitors. Okay, excuse me, like you're just gonna slide that into the end of the article. This is like 75% of the way down the page. Deep in the article, you're just gonna slide in public defecation like it's nothing, when apparently this has been a big deal for over 5 years now. Sir, we need to address this. Now, like I said, that article was written in 2020, but 4 years later, the communities in Ontario and just around Canada in general are still dealing with this. I don't know what they've been doing. They have not been securing the beaches. They have not been putting any kind of public ordinances on pooping, but it's still happening. And residents of these communities are posting about it constantly in their public forums on Facebook. And oh my gosh, is it all over Reddit? It is like, shut.
Sorry about that, gang. I had to take a wicked piss. TMI. So it's starting to spread. And what I'm saying about the spread, I'm not talking about the shit itself. It's starting to spread where our dirty laundry is starting to get over to people like Brett Cooper over at the Daily Wire and shit. They're talking about it. Like, come on, man. Do better. And then the wild thing is when you mention something like, oh, well, y'all got to stop doing this, then you get called a racist.
The tents. Anyway, they put up tents not allowed as their personal outhouse. They dig a hole to go. Residents are fed up with the behavior of the majority of our visitors. Absolutely zero respect for the place that we live. I mean, it's like literally
disgusting. So they're putting up tents. They're putting up tents so that people can go shit. Watch this. My bad.
Did not want to touch that aspect of the story. But people online are a lot more.
Oh, here, right here. My bad.
These are small towns and most of them don't have bathrooms on the beaches. So instead of driving to a local Tim Hortons or planning their bowel movements to not be in public on the beach, these terrible people are just, well, pooping all over the beaches, trespassing on people's property for photos of how beautiful Canada is, and then leaving behind garbage. We're talking mounds of trash just being left behind on the beaches.
You hear that message right there? It's a little right there in there. Taking pictures, selfies saying how beautiful Canada is. Yikes.
Some residents try to talk to them, but people don't speak English. And they just continue to litter massive amounts of garbage and take dumps on the beach. Okay, important thing to note there, they don't speak English. And that was something that the politically correct Canadian media did not want to talk about. They did not want to touch that aspect of the story. But people online are a lot more fed up and they are a lot more bold. So the same guy continued on and said, sadly, the people pooping on the beaches are all of the same demographic. New Canadians from India. The fact that we have such a high demographic of Indian immigrants choosing Canada as their home means that we have to have provisions in place to teach people the differences in our culture, such as the importance of hygiene and other things that we have that may not be the same in their country of origin. And guys, we all read that together. That was completely unproblematic. All of that is totally reasonable, completely, again, common decency, assimilation, understanding hygiene standards and what is appropriate in the.
So, yeah, people are getting called racist because I have to be careful with the YouTube here. People are being called racist because they're saying that's nasty. That's nasty. How are you guys doing this? Like, they're mentioning, they're being specific basically, and that's the problem. We're in a very sensitive society. We're in a very posturing type society too, where we're not able to speak our mind. So Canada has a really bad habit of leaving out the facts. And I see this often when it comes to the news. Okay, I'll play a news clip in a second, and just so y'all can see exactly what I mean. But they'll never say the race of the person. Like, we're so scared here that we won't say, okay, woman shot at the corner of Adelaide and Parliament. What are we looking for right now? There was a man, he was wearing a gray hoodie and blue jeans with white sneakers. If you see this man, make sure to not approach him and call police. So he had a gray hoodie, blue jeans, and white sneakers, and then everybody that's wearing the same shit is looking out at themselves like, okay, Yo, what color is he, B? It's fine to say he's a brown individual or a black man or whatever you want to, you know, he looks like he could be of South Asian descent, or he could be a black individual or a white individual or a Caucasian male, whatever you want to use as the politically correct terms to call us. Just call us that, but don't omit it from the story. That's just corny.
The current setting, but no, pointing that out was racist. And mods on Reddit started flagging all the people making this post. In fact, that post that I just read to you, I screenshotted it from the original post, and that last section about the Indian immigrants was not in there because they had made him edit it and remove it. And then he was getting attacked in the replies for having the gall to bring it up. And then somebody on a different subreddit had been able to screenshot it before he deleted it, and they posted it there. I mean, literally, it's just wild.
I want to get to the clip that she plays with Shorty here.
What she said.
My house was on the strip, which meant my house, my backyard was huge, and it backed onto that sand parking lot. That's one of the first ones off, like at the main end. Yes, there are Indian families that dig holes and put tents and poop. They do it on the beach now, and they did it off my backyard.
We have to pause here because she types.
Just the description that she's giving right there, with building a tent and then digging a hole underneath the tent, is wild. That is nasty work. Nah. Too late to have me join. You tried to play me. What's this guy saying? I was at that show with Keem too, where Drake kissed that. Oh my God! Stop this, yo! Y'all may as well be bots.
There's something out that she doesn't exactly say, but she said, I've been in countless arguments with about over 20 families of 20 to 30. So they all come together. It's like huge groups of them come together because we knew to watch for them digging the hole to put up the tent. I lived there for 3 years. This is too. Again, remember the tents. They bring these tents. They make an outhouse on the beach.
Somebody wants
No. Like, no.
I seen them digging the hole, and I seen them put the tent. When they left, there was poop. I've had to yell at people for shitting on the borderline property line of my backyard.
And then she typed out another thing, and she said this started during COVID and it never ended. They just started doing it not just off in the tree area where people barbecue and chill and set up their chairs. Now they do it on the main beach. Just they have no other response.
So imagine you're walking through the sand, and all of a sudden you kick something. But when you kick it, it's not like a rock. It just pops out of the sand and just rolls over. When you kick it, your foot kind of goes into it. You make an indent into the thing that you kicked. Like, ooh, that was kind of soft. You kick again. Now you got to go a little bit further from the back. Now pause and scoop the sand so that you can see what was under there. And then lo and behold, flying through the air off of that big scoop that you did, a little soccer scoop. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Poopy flying through the air. And now you can smell it because maybe the sand suppressed the smell a little bit. But now that you expose the turd and it's human feces, like I deal with cats and dogs over here in the crib. Salute to Randy. Salute to Finnegan. Their poop don't stink as much as human shit. I'm sorry, I'm being very descriptive, but y'all know y'all shit. And if you have animals, you know that I'm being very. This is a nasty topic. Literally. This shit is harder, so it's like it's not as much of a problem to dispose of. What if one of these guys have diarrhea? You know what I'm saying? The curry hit the stomach a little bit too crazy. Ooh, get the bubble guts. They leave a watery shit under the tent. Y'all just got to do better, man. And listen, I don't want to be one of those people, but I'm going to be one of those people. You know, when we've been having this argument of the black and brown and and it's been getting crazy in the city and the country and everybody's taking over and blah 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 blah, right? I don't mind immigration. Immigration is a good thing. This is a reason why I'm here in the first place. If my mom didn't immigrate from Barbados and my pops didn't come down here on a swoop in from Ghana, then who knows? You would never see the boy Friday Ricky Dread. So I'm a product of immigration. However, when you get down here, I don't know, there's no pamphlets for, you know, the conditions or social rules that usually happen over here in different cities. It's not like that. I don't think there's a Canadian etiquette pamphlet. But talk to somebody. Be like, yo, what y'all be doing around here? What's the custom? Y'all shit on the beach over here? Oh, that's not a thing? Okay, let me not do it. Right? And the wild gawking, these are stereotypes that people get. But on a lot of the times, like when it comes to some of these stereotypes, when it comes to people fresh, and I'm gonna put this back on, you know, people in the different people in black culture. Because sometimes people they didn't get the memo. Right? All right, I'll take some shots at my own self or my own culture. You know what I mean? Some of the African brothers, when they first get off of the plane, they're a little too musty. You know, over here we got stronger things, and we have things now to you know, suppress the musk, bring the musk down. So I don't know. Maybe you might have to just consult with somebody, whoever you start working at the job with. A lot of times that also happens too. Once people get here, they assimilate a little bit more. Somebody taps them on the shoulder to be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Or they're like, no shitting on the beach. Can't do that. But that memo needs to just be a little bit louder. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, let's get off of this shitty topic right here. There's reference tracks that are floating around. I want to talk about this real quick. Real quick. Let's see here. There's a reference, and I'll pull it up on the screen so y'all can see. Culture. Hold on. Let me because I don't want to change my screens over. There's a reference track that's floating around right now, allegedly, that Drake did for your boy Weezy F Baby. Since everybody likes to call Drake Mr. Oh, you don't write your own rhymes. You never wrote your own rhymes. This is why we don't like you. You're not like us.
So pissed off, she ain't even spelling shit right. I text her back and tell her it's life. Now somebody tell them hoes I'm single for the night.
I could have told you Drake wrote this. Another reference track has leaked, but this time Drake, who wrote for Lil Wayne. This song's the name I'm Single, and dropped in 2009. What did Wayne drop in 2009? Was it that shit album with How to Love? Let me do a quick Google search. That's what's happening out here. Everybody's leaking tracks now. Niggas figure, okay. Lil Wayne album 2009. Let's do that. Rebirth. Ugh. Y'all remember this Rebirth album? No, trashola. Yeah, not one of my favorite Lil Wayne albums. I'll tell you that. But I will say when I was hearing this album, and this is around the time, right? When I first came home in 2011, I had this album over at the halfway house. It was like, okay, you just get what's out. You know what I mean? This is the time you could still go buy a CD. And yeah, wasn't a big fan. But one thing I did notice is that when I was listening from song to song, he sounded kind of Drake-ish on a lot of those songs. And I remember saying to myself, is Drake writing for Wayne? This is before ghostwriting was even, like, obviously ghostwriting has always been around, or reference songs or reference tracks or whatever. That's always been a thing. But it wasn't as much of a point of conversation. It was never a point of conversation until this whole Meek Mill, Drake back-to-back whole that saga. Okay? Nobody really cared about who did what reference tracks. That's why so many rappers that y'all love today were able to slide under y'all radar, having somebody give them an idea here or there, or a whole reference. Okay? That's why Jay-Z was able to steal from Camp Lo, and none of y'all cared. Because it wasn't put under a microscope. But now, we hear now. Everybody wants to talk about who wrote for who. Do you got a reference for that? Did you write your own shit? Wayne, who's supposed to be the GOAT, who's supposed to be the freestyle master, who he is. Wayne is the GOAT. And I'm sure Wayne has the skills to write and freestyle and do a whole bunch of songs. He had a crazy mixtape run. Ooh. Stop me dead in my tracks. Jason Bass. Jason Bass that says, bro, Gilly and Wayne. I know. That one hurt me too, bro. It's all smoke and mirrors, man. Niggas wanna believe that. So, like, listen, there still are heroes. This, like, if you want to have that, rap heroes and different things like that, there's nothing wrong with that. But just know that our heroes are not always exactly as they seem. Right? As soon as I put in Gilly Wayne, look, Gilly the Kid, this Lil Wayne, Wheezy. He has Wayne freestyle, dissing Gilly the Kid.
Booth, I'm Q45. I'm feeling real good today. Got some big guests in the building.
Like a bungee, no rope. Even in the dungeon, I glow. Even if it ain't sunny, I glow. If it ain't about money, I go. No, where I'm nailed to the flow. I am a sail to the water. Money's the sail to my boat. And
yo, Wayne is nice with it, man. This is what bothers me with y'all, man. This is what bothers me with y'all. Especially like I don't even know what to call y'all. Because everybody calls the Drake supporters OV hoes. What do they call the people who are Kendrick supporters? Right? Do y'all got a nickname? Because the main reason a lot of y'all like to jump on Drake's back, no Diddy, is because of the whole, oh, you don't even have writers.
What's good, Jet Setters? Now we are a writer, and this different from a lot.
Write everything.
Right.
That's
All right,
different.
well,
Whatever. That's one thing. It's another thing for a person to actually literally write everything.
Right.
That's
All right,
different.
well,
See, it's a difference if I'm writing for a motherfucker, I want the person to be there.
Yeah.
So we could put our thoughts together, not just me just sit here.
Ain't no wrong with
and,
it,
and
No.
just
There's
and
nothing
just
wrong with that at all.
And just pin the whole thing, and then you come in. This is my song, nigga. You just rapping my shit.
Even and the thing is that happens.
Right.
That happens.
It happened, but I'm gonna say this: like,
That's some little Bow Wow shit.
if you go back to Got Love for Gilly, I wrote that hook. I wrote that. I wrote this. No, I wrote your first stuff. You because I was a person doing all the writing when we was coming up with the hooks in the studio.
Wallow going crazy. Is it okay? Are y'all okay with Drake writing for Wayne? Did you already know this? because I felt this. I was like, sounds kind of Drake-ish. But I was like, nah, Wayne would never. I don't even have a poll to ask y'all. Wayne would never. But now that we see stuff like this, would he? Let me see if I could play this again. Hopefully without getting no damn copyrights. Because I know a lot of people's dreams get shattered when they're hearing, oh my God, my favorite rapper had a ghostwriter. Snoop had ghostwriters. Snoop Doggy Dogg. Not the other Snoop. Snoop Dogg. He writes his own shit. He can freestyle his ass off. And Badass would write rhymes for him too.
Yeah, I'm single, nigga, had to guess that bitch like me, no, I ain't tripping on nothing. I'm sipping on something that my homeboy say got fit. Well, damn, she texts me all day and night, so pissed off she ain't even spelling shit right. I text her back and tell her it's life.
I remember this song. I remember not liking the song, but at the same time, I do still remember the song. I'm sorry to break your hearts, fam. But didn't Wayne, and the thing is, a lot of people will say, well, if somebody else writes your shit, that's fine, but you could just never say that you're the top rapper, you're the best rapper alive. Yes, it's cool. Keep on doing your little raps, your little written raps, or your references, but just never be talking that shit. I'm the best, because you can't be the best if you got a ghostwriter. So does that apply to Wayne? Just asking for a friend. Does that apply to Dwayne Carter? Now I have a poll. Can Lil Wayne be the GOAT with ghost writers? And listen, we're talking about Drake here today. However, we also just spoke about Gilly the Kid, or not Gilly the King. Pow for your head top. Can Lil Wayne be the GOAT with ghost writers? Oh, see, quick, fast. I still, hold on. I want to see what kind of hip hop heads are in here. Let's see what kind of hip hop heads are in here. Because I know a lot of people, when that happened to Drizzy Drake, they were like, okay, that's a tragedy. And then when they got over it, they're like, all right, that's fine. Just never say you're the best. You can never say you're top 3. Just shut up, do your little singing, rapping thing, and never mention being the GOAT or top 3. And the nigga said we the big 3. Well, actually, J. Cole said it. J. Cole said that the nigga's the part of the big 3. Is he not talking about raps? Or is he just talking about success? Let me know. I didn't even know I was going to be defending Drake today on this live like this. This is crazy. Let me know. Let me put some of these comments up on the screen here. Comment gang strong. Kendrick doesn't have any ghostwriters. You sure about that, SG? Are you sure about that? Do you have complete confirmation that Kendrick Lamar does not have anybody ever help him with anything? Never references a singing song that he does. Snoop isn't the best lyricist, to be honest. Oh, stop this. He isn't. DeRozan from Compton. I'm far up in the comments. J Fold. Illinois, the question is, can Kendrick or any of these guys, Kendrick, sorry, can Lil Wayne be the GOAT and have a ghostwriter? Juicy Hamburger says Baby Keem. I think it's the other way around with the Baby Keem thing. I think Kendrick is writing for Baby Keem. And listen, Kendrick's pen has never been under question with me. But I'm just saying, in a music industry this large, with this much at stake, with so many people invested in one artist, okay, we're in a game of solo artists these days, or forever. There's a lot of people who are invested in this one person. Do you think they're even going to allow that person to not get any help from somebody else? Do you think that even with Kendrick Lamar, that he didn't take any kind of collaborative ideas from George Clinton when he had him in the studio? Yo, maybe say this like this, maybe do the hook like this. Nah, B, I got this. Shut up, bro. Let me do my thing. This is how I know niggas is ignorant when it comes to this rap shit too, or this music shit. But let's keep it on rap. Because the fact that niggas would be so cocky to think that nobody ever accepts help from anybody that's around them, takes a bar, takes a whole bunch of bars, that would just be like, no. Because if I was in that position, I would never. You cap, you lie. Switch places with any of these niggas. That's why I'm not even mad at Wayne for having Drake ghostwrite some of his shit. I wasn't mad when I heard it. Well, I was kind of mad when I heard the Gilly shit. But I've evolved since then. And after a while, I'm like, it's part of the game. If you're going to be at this level, it's probably inevitable. Nobody's putting a gun to your head. But we've even seen Jay-Z take ideas from Kanye on camera. Did Kanye ghostwrite for Jay-Z now? Right? Like, make it make sense. I'm not saying that, like, when it comes to people's personal rhymes and they're talking about the intricacies of their life and stuff like that, that like, oh, you ain't write that, bro? You didn't write none of those introspective rhymes? Like, come on, fam. Like, how much smoke and mirrors can we have? How much do you want from me? But come on, bro. Like, if somebody takes a couple bars here or there, I'm not going to be mad at them. And even at the introspective shit. Why does Dr. Dre always get a pass? I understand he's the producer and shit, but Dr. Dre has a lot of personalized rhymes talking about his come up in the game and come up in life and stuff like that. And nobody ever gets mad saying, well, this personal rhyme that you're giving to me, Dr. Dre, you ain't wrote it because you don't write any of your shit. Oh, well, because he produces the beat, So I don't care if he's giving me a personal story about his life that he didn't write. He produced the beat. Y'all niggas moved the goalpost. And I'll bring it back full circle and then we'll get off of this topic. We would never even be having this conversation if it wasn't for Meek Mill saying, that boy got ghostwriters. Okay. And you asked for the same ghostwriter to write for you, nigga. And that's facts. Salute to Quentin Miller. All right, that's my nigga right there. But like, you asked for that nigga to come and do some raps for you too. You and Nicki. So then what? You're mad that Drake beat you to the punch to get a better ghostwriter than you were actually probably using in the first place? At this point, Meek Mill is the laughing stock, so nobody's going to care if he has a ghostwriter. But the time when Meek Mill was on fire, dreams and nightmares, I used to dream for times like this, what if you find out Meek didn't write that? Or O'Malley gave him a couple bars, which I would doubt that. But what if? Are y'all going to be like, oh, well, them niggas is brothers. It's on some hood shit. Or are you going to treat him the same way that niggas treated Drake? And now do y'all have the same energy for Wayne? Now that again, where's my Myron thing? Again, this nigga has another leak. This is not the first time that there's a song leaked that Drake wrote for Lil Wayne. This is like the third time. But Lil Wayne's goatness is never in question. But every month, Drake got to be fighting for the reason why he the GOAT. Oh, well, you know, it's all good for a nigga with ghostwriters. Have the same energy for Wayne now, please. Okay? Next time you see Wayne and be like, yo, all your shit's pretty hot, Wayne, for a nigga with ghostwriters. Niggas is haters, B. The Kendrick love is crazy. And listen, I dig it. I mess with it. Anywho, I'm going to move on from this topic. Salute to Lil Wayne. Salute to Drake. Niggas get so mad, B. Like, nah, man. We still don't like your guy. It's whatever, B. It's whatever. Facts is facts. Anyhow, let's move on. Tory Lanez has a message for the people. Okay. How long's Tory Lanez been gone for? He got convicted it was around the holidays. I think that was December of 2023. So Tory's been gone for about a year now. God damn. Let's pull this up here. Let me go on my Instagram page. Follow me on Instagram, Friday Ricky Dread.
Yo, to all my umbrellas, what's good, man? Quick update, 2024. I got a lot of good news, man. First and foremost, I want to talk about the music. After about 20-something to 30-something fuck-ups and mistakes, me and my engineer have finally figured out how to record music over the jail phone and still keep the quality as professional as I had it on the street. It's over. I done cracked the fucking code, man. This means that not even these prison walls can stop me from dropping new music. It's crazy. That being said, man, I'm about to start dropping hot heaps of coal on y'all head top. You know what I mean? I'm dropping the all-new Free Tory playlist. It's going to be updated every week with new music that I'm recording from prison in real time. You know, this is the first of its kind. And although God has already showed me that this moment is only temporary, it speaks testimony to the fact that no matter where they put me, they can't lock down my spirit, my ambition, my soul, my passion, nor my destiny. Umbrella, I'll be home very soon. But in the meanwhile, Free Tory playlist on the way. You heard? Yo,
Let's go, Tory. So, Tory Lanez has sent a call via the jail phones. He's saying that he's ready to start dropping music. He's saying he's figured out the technology now, which has been around for a while. People have been making songs over the phones. And he's going to start doing a weekly series with jail call raps or jail call singing. Now, I've mentioned this a couple of times during the time when the case was happening, that he has a multitude of songs, actually 15 mixtapes worth of songs. I'll say it again, 15 mixtapes worth of songs that are in the vault. And the reason I had to make a full screen for that is because I've said this on air multiple times, and nobody's taking the story and moving with it. Like, to me, that's a big deal. A nigga got 15 mixtapes pre-recorded before his bid. He might have just known, not, for sure, that, he's going away, but he was dealing with a pretty heavy case. All right, QL says, sorry, my bad. Let me sidetrack quick fast. He said, you thought the United States was stupid, huh? Ready for this? I'm going to end this podcast. What's your badge number? 464. My bad. I'm playing.
my umbrellas was good, man. Quick update 2024.
So he's going to be doing these jail style mixtapes, I guess, or weekly things. But here's the thing. I think he's going to mix that in and then start adding the mixtapes into the mix, or the albums, or what do we call them these days. So if I was on his team, I would say, listen, I'm going to drop a few little previews. This is from the jail phone. And then bang, hit him over the head with one mixtape. He's got 10 years that he was sentenced to. They're saying that, you know, obviously people usually do 2/3. I know in America, you get off with good time. So if he's a example inmate, then he might get his time reduced. We might see Tory in 6 years. Let's say that. And he's already been gone for 1. So 5 years left. I'm not trying to, when I hear that, if I was inside, I'd be like, oh, shut up, Friday. So I'm not trying to rub it in any way. All right. Salute to everybody inside. Hold your head. They can trap your body, but they can't trap your mind. You know what I mean? But listen. Oh, super chat. My bad. My bad. Send a message right here if you can, because I don't see the super chat anymore. I got sidetracked. Super sidetracked. But thank you for the super chat. Mr. Lindsay, for real. But if you could rewrite the message right there, you don't have to send a super chat to rewrite the message. I would like to read that. I want to answer that question. If he has 15 mixtapes that are on that he hasn't released, he only released that Color Purple or Purple Violet or whatever the song that he released when he went in. If he has 15 mixtapes, then he could probably space out the way that he's putting out these mixtapes over a space of 6 years. Then, you know, he could put out 2 mixtapes a year. Maybe even on 1 year, put out 3 of them. Yeah. Yeah. This is information that I received behind the scenes. Okay. I can't cite my sources, but this is information that I received that prior to him going away, he recorded about 15 mixtapes worth of material. Now, I know that material sometimes age, right? But I'm sure he has a few bangers in there that he can still put together and get. Maybe if there's 15 of them, he could probably salvage all the songs and still get 10 mixtapes out of that shit. And then now that they got the technology figured out, start putting out the jail freestyles as well as releasing the official mixtapes. I think Tory will be good. He'll be making some money all the way through his bid. His commissary will be stacked up, and he should be good. Let me just read this super chat here, and then I'm going to go on to my last topic here. Salute to Tory Lanez. Let me see what the message was. Is it this one right here? Why is the whole world not backing Drake? Let me know if give me a thumbs up in the comments if that's. Oh, okay, here. I got it here. It says, I feel that the agenda is against Drake. Feel like the whole world is backing false Kendrick allegations against Drake, and everyone is obsessed with that damn song that's so repetitive. I agree and I disagree. Like, the song is a bop. Don't get me wrong. The song is a bop. And I understand the repetitive parts, but it's repetitive in a good way. When I hear the dun, 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 it makes me, automatically you feel like getting into a kind of a bop. But yeah, the stuff that's being said in the song, like 86 for that. That's crop out, dog. You can't be saying all that, calling the man a PDF file and, this guy, what's this guy even around? And like, those are just wild allegations. That's the type of shit get a nigga punched in the mouth, man. Man went too far. And Drake went too far too. So though it is a bop, it's just kind of twisted for little kids to be bopping to a song where a man is being called a PDF file. To me, it's kind of counterculture. A lot of the Kendrick supporters will look at it in a way saying, oh, well, this is what the culture needs. We need to get them out of here. Okay, when it is true, then you do need to get them out of here. But one is just something that just sounds cool in a lyric, and then you're trying to enforce that as a thing that little kids are singing, then it starts to get twisted. I'm not saying Kendrick is enforcing this, but the culture is enforcing this. Like, yo, you know, Lil Shaniqua and Lil Johnny and Lil Timmy, like, sing that song where they're saying the A minor part. I don't care who it's talking about. It doesn't have to be even talking about Drake. A song talking about anybody being some kind of PDF file is not something that little kids should be singing and then post it up on Instagram. It's nasty work. I don't like it. The culture loves to move the goalpost for the people that they like. The Kendrick supporters have no problem with that. But that's a problem. No little kid should be, oh, that's so cute. He said the A minor part. Shame on you. What's the difference between making music about murder and kids bop to that too? That's wrong too, Bible boy. Great name. That is wrong too. Don't have your kids bop into, yo, who I smoke, young Timmy. I don't even know the names in the song, but if your kids bop into that, be a better parent. Jesus Christ. My mom used to be mad at me when I'm listening to NWA, talking about F the police. You got your kids listening to WAP. Wet ass pussy. Are you guys sick in the head? And don't have your kids listening to Family Matters neither. How about that? Where the guy's calling the man's kid not his, saying they free. The kids are not going to catch that bar because it's a little too complicated. It's not as, doesn't have as much of an easy ring to understand and comprehend as A minor. But if you have your kids listening to that or playing that and then you make a video, I don't know, man. Somebody called Child Protective Services on you. I'll still be mad because that sucks, but I'll understand just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but we didn't get sidetracked, man. Salute to Mr. Lindsay for real. Great question, man. Great freaking question. Last thing I have here, or maybe the last thing I have here. Where are we at here? 2 hours 20. Jeez. Yeah, I want to get off of this soon because I have some edits to make. And I want to make sure that I have this up for the members. Salute to the members. Elliot versus Charlamagne. Actually, let me reopen this. Let me reopen my Instagram. Elliot versus Charlamagne. For the guys who don't know, Elliot Wilson, acclaimed journalist, coming from Double XL magazine, editor-in-chief from back in the days. Rap Radar podcast. Rap Radar podcast, man. Haver of annoying laugh. Legend. Okay, he was on, what was he? Number 5 on the Complex Power Media list. He's out here. And Charlamagne, the God, had some things to say about him. I'll play it.
Elliot, I don't think you should be number 5. Number 4, Charlamagne the God. All right, now let me read this, right? Last year's ranking number 3, featured on the Breakfast Club, The Brilliant Idiots, known for sensational commentary, asking provocative questions, and his...
You see what he did right there? You see, Gucci Ghost, what up? You see what he did right there? Charlamagne's a slick one with it when it comes to his he's a cerebral disser. I'm gonna rewind it. I'm gonna play it for you again. Slick with it. Sick when you do that.
Elliot, I don't think you should be number 5. Number 4, Charlamagne the God. All right, now let me read this, right?
Elliot, I don't think you should be number 5. And then goes immediately to himself, number 4. And then he starts reading out his accolades. Doesn't give his reason right away. I listened to this podcast when he dropped this. This is an episode that he did minus Andrew Schultz. So he got to cook. He got to cook for that episode, right? Him and Nyla Rivera, they got to cook. But mostly Charlamagne. He was like, all right, this is my time. I'm going to lean into this list shit.
All right, last year's ranking number 3, featured on the Breakfast Club, The Brilliant Idiots, known for sensational commentary, asking provocative questions in his Donkey of the Day segment. Most memorable moments in the past year being sampled by...
Okay. And then later on in the show, and if y'all see here, suck a shit at Charlamagne the God. I took this off of Twitter or X from Elliot Wilson's Twitter. And this is, I guess, right after you heard the episode. And then he posted again.
And sending
F you. Goddamn.
Hip hop. I'm not trying to be the 50-year-old person still complaining about not being on lists, beefing with screamers, doing goofy shit, starting shit, online with rappers just to keep my name relevant. No, I want to do things and put my...
That's bare shots. So, like I said, number 5, Elliot Wilson. Number 4, Charlamagne the God. And one of the things that this shot to me, also means with Charlamagne saying he doesn't want Elliot Wilson being number 5 with him being number 4 is also a sneak diss at Joe Budden. I don't know, I'll explain. Because when Joe Budden was going over the list on his podcast, he was like, Charlamagne's number 5. Or sorry, Charlamagne's number 4. And I'm number 2. Good. Give me a little space away from this nigga. Give me a little space. All right. For the people who listen to the Joe Budden podcast, y'all have heard that. Okay. I'm not going to go draw for the clip because they're very particular when it comes to their clips. But he said that. He said, oh, good. Give him some space away from me. Because last year, he was number 2 and I was number 1. Or was it like that? Yeah, it was something like that. He was, because Joe Budden was number 1 last year. And I think Academics was number 3, if I'm not mistaken. And Charlamagne was number 2. All right, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. So even Charlamagne's mentioning, yo, you shouldn't be at number 5. I am at number 4. He's saying, like, I'm too hot for you to be just 1 right underneath me. You should make me 1, not even be on a list, the man said. But if so, go down the list a little bit. Go over there where Adam 22 and all them niggas is at 20 in the 20s and shit. All right. So Elliot Wilson finally responded. He went up on Bag Fuel and he said what he had to say. Let me go pull this up for y'all. I salute to Bag Fuel. I salute to Esso and Heineken. I said this on the podcast before. These guys are cooking. A little bit too much interruptus in the interviews, but they're cooking. Let's go to this part here.
I do nothing but big up. Look at my social media strategy. I big up shit that's dope to the culture. Not shit just that I do, but if anybody else does something dope, I big it up. Yeah, I'll post your shit story, like everything. I nobody else does that. Still to this day, all the shit they talk, they just they like push their shit. They don't show love. They don't acknowledge that. Oh shit, Backfield had that dope interview the other day. Who else is doing that? Nobody. Elliot Wilson. Still.
Wait. I'm jumping in. Oh, flash.
Here we go.
Why is Charlamagne a sucker?
What's going on with you and Charlamagne, and why does it seem like all the other people now is having problems with Charlamagne?
I don't know about other people. I just think that dude, you know, he can be very funny style in real life, and I feel like we just never really clicked like that. And also, I just didn't like the last little brilliant idiot shit he did, talking crazy about me being on that list, top 5 and shit. Never explaining why I shouldn't be top 5. And I'm just tired of his shit. And it's the old school. It's like at a certain point, you just gotta say, fuck this person. Like, fuck you.
Whoa.
Like, I'm 1971.
Guidelines.
Like, it can just be that. We don't have to be cool. We don't gotta pretend. You clearly have an issue with me, or you don't like my presence in the game. Like you said, maybe you think I should stand down and be a legend. I'm not here to get this like legendary badge with Big Boy or Angie or Sway. Like, I'm here to compete right now in the year of 2024. I know I'm a legend already. Like, I still want to compete and create great content. Academics gets that. He understands that. You know, I don't agree with everything he does, but me and him have a good rapport. He gets that the OG out here, he's competing. He's out here in the field competing. He respects.
And the thing is with Elliot Wilson, they're getting on his back. I'm just going to do a quick search or something here. I'll show you what I'm looking up here. Pow. Elliot Wilson, 53 years old. Okay, see it there on the corner? 53 years old. Charlamagne the God. Let's see how old Charlamagne. Charlamagne the God, 46 years old. So Elliot got him by 7 years. I don't think it's an OG, you need to leave, you're too old type shit. Because a lot of people are saying the same thing about Charlamagne. People say the shit to me. And we got to a certain level. We do our thing. I make money from this. The team makes money, but like, is it really, really like, oh, we need to get rid of the older people that are in media? I really feel like a lot of times when it comes to this media shit, this is where the older people are supposed to go. When athletes retire, if they play their cards right, they go on to be announcers. Right? And when it comes to people who are in media, not everybody is played in the field. Like, obviously, Charlamagne's always been a radio guy. And Elliot Wilson, he's just been in this media space, doing whether it's print or whatever. And I understand what people will be saying, like, well, you got to get out of the way so that more young talent can come through. I hear that, but that's not necessarily a thing neither. More talent can come through no matter what. What older heads need to do, if you're a real OG, is embrace young talent as they come through the door. And maybe this is the problem that a lot of people have with Elliot Wilson, is that they don't feel that he embraces the young talent. When he dissed Kai Cenat, he dissed Bobby Altoff for not being hip hop, and Drake doing the interview. He gets super bitter and sour when he sees people do things that are not with him. All right, Drake had to call him a rat. Like, he got problems out here. But I also think you can be an elder statesman in hip hop, do your thing, and leave room for younger people to come in and mentor them when they come in. Don't try to block them. Don't try to hold the door. Give them some game. Put them on. Get involved with them. Do work with them. Learn from them. Most of the people who I have around me are younger than me, because I can learn from younger people. And maybe this is the problem that Elliot Wilson has. He's got to change his mindset. He got to stop being a hater. Like, a lot of people respect Elliot Wilson, and I understand that he's getting a lot of traction from being a hater, but not all traction is good traction. You keep on getting this hater card or the sensitive light-skinned nigga card for too long. And then after a while, people ain't going to want to work with you as far as the younger people. The OGs will always work with Elliot Wilson. They'll always do something because they respect his pedigree. They know his track record. And for the people who are in this audience here, I know I have a percentage of them that are in an age bracket who know who Elliot Wilson is. So if Elliot Wilson wants to work with you, you're going to say, hell yeah, let's get it popping. I know who you are. But you mess around with some of these younger guys, DJ Chris say, what up? You mess around with some of these younger guys, they'll be like, who are you? Why are you important? So there's only so far he can keep on playing that hater card, or I'm mad, or I'm sour about this, before, you know, it gets harder and harder to work when all of these younger people start occupying the landscape. You got to stop being a hater. Right? It's the same thing that they've been putting on Joe Budden lately, calling him a hater. All right, do I have that clip here? Nigga was calling this nigga all kinds of wild shit and just saying you're a hater. Right? There's one thing to have critique. I critique a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit I don't like. But being a hater is...
Nigga. You just basically got on a space like Kendrick got on a track, nigga. You hate the way I walk, talk, and dress, nigga. Eat a dick.
I do hate it.
Nigga.
I do hate it.
Stop hating on Drake, nigga. We hate the way you walk, talk, and touch dogs, nigga. What are you talking about?
Why are you looking at how I walk?
We hate we hate everything about Joe Budden, nigga. We hate everything about the quitter Joe Budden.
You love
we hate everything about the quitter Joe Budden.
If you love
the
him,
nigga who
you
couldn't
love me
make
by
it rap.
default.
We
That's
hate,
my
we
son
hate everything
and you
about
my
Mr. Pump
grandson.
It Up.
You
pump
are
it up,
my
nigga.
grandson,
Pump it up.
nigga. Watch your
pump
fucking mouth.
it up.
Right? Joe Budden's out here crashing out on Twitter Spaces because you're starting to get that haters thing on, that hater juice on you, B. You get that too much of that off of you, it's hard to wash it off. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't want Elliot Wilson, from passion, because I know he's passionate about this shit, to end up becoming pushed into the hater category. Because then after that, then people just don't listen to you. And that would be a shame if people don't take in the jewels that Elliot Wilson has to offer from being a hater. But yeah, salute to Elliot Wilson. Salute to Charlamagne the God. Charlamagne the God's out here giving game all the time. Okay? No matter what people think about him, like him or hate him, he's out here giving game. So salute to both of them. Okay? Maybe these guys can make up behind the scenes, and I don't think they're going to beat each other up if they see each other. I don't think it's that kind of... I don't think they're on that type of timing. However, I think that's all we got for today. I'm going to get to my editing. Look out for the Peter Adiwal interview dropping tomorrow morning. Audio's at 3 a.m. Video at 6 p.m. Very important interview that's coming down the pipeline. I suggest y'all go tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that this interview is dropping tomorrow. I actually pushed it up into the queue. Big salute to What's the Dirt, the homie Matt from What's the Dirt. That interview is going to be dropping next week. I was going to drop it this week, but this interview is so important. It's so important that as soon as I was able to conduct it, I was like, we got to get this out right now, addressing even that viral video that y'all might have seen on the channel right now that's past 100,000 views. We're addressing that. We're addressing a lot of different things. So stay tuned. Big salute to Peter Adiwal. Big salute to the homie Icarus over there in the West Coast, over there in Vancouver. Big salute to all the guys, yo. All right. But until then, we are off of this. Deuces.